upper back, either way, your upper back is going to be supported. Your head supported, your upper back open. You can hold the opposite elbows overhead like I'm showing here. If this bothers your knees, you'll go back to the first variation. So again, welcome. So the first variation is lying on a rolled up blanket. You want it to be a sort of tight roll, and that will go under your shoulders. Head on the floor. So you see it's sort of under the armpit. That's where that would be. Or you're sitting on the floor in front of a chair or a bed. And we're going to be here for a couple minutes. So get into a shape that you can sustain, something that's relatively easy for you to hold. But it should feel like whatever shape you're in should feel like it's an upper back opening. That your chest is open, the rib cage is spread wide. And breathe wide. See if you can breathe wide. Just take a couple of wider breaths. Widen your nostrils. Widen the bridge of your nose. Let the right lungs widen to the right, and the left lungs widen to the left. So if you're not in a shape where your head is completely supported, find that, find a way to get your head completely supported, a shape where your upper back is open. And after all of the going and doing of the day, see if you can drop in now, just into a sense of being with yourself, of feeling yourself, your physical self, whatever part of you is touching the floor. Sense into your tailbone and your spine. Just sense into the energy of the body. What's the fatigue level? What's your breath like? Bring all of the tendrils inward. All of the outgoing. Now turn it inward, turn it downward. Even the eyes. So the eyes are welcome to be open, but let them look down towards the cheeks. Let the eyelids be heavy down towards the cheeks. Especially if you've been looking at the screen a lot, lately. Give your eyes this moment to get glossy, gel-like. And go inside. Just reconnecting to something very vast. Some essential self, some wide horizon. Not the small minute-to-minute changes in thought, minute-to-minute changes in emotion, sensation. As if you can return to some kind of sanity, serenity, like you're on top of a mountain or at the edge of a great body of water, vast, wide open. Last moment here, touch the hands together in prayer. Rest the thumbs on your forehead. It's a precious time. This is such a precious time to have with ourselves, to do these practices. Tap into that. Any sense of appreciation. Yeah, okay. So wherever you are, you're going to come to sit up chest first. So if you're lying on your back, bend your knees. And then if you're sitting or lying on your back, put your hands on the floor and push the floor. Come up symmetrically, chest first, head last. Just sit upright for a moment. And then we're gonna lie down flat. So if you have that rolled up towel, you can put that underneath your ankles. And if you're, near the bed, you'll need to move away, step away from the chair, whatever. So you can have this under your ankles and just lie face down. You're welcome to make a pillow for your forehead. Return your cheek one side or the other. Just 3 more breaths here. Feel your breath in your back ribs. Make the breath wider. Breathe wide into the back ribs as you inhale, and even as you exhale, widen the back ribs. Yeah, great. And then go ahead, lift your head up. Walk your elbows closer together, not together, but, so you're upright on your elbows. Tuck the toes under. Lift the knees up. So how high you come up is up to you. You can come up as high or as low as you like. Tailbone down. Knees up, thigh bones up, tailbone down. And again, really, this practice much less about some kind of doing, and much more about connecting to feeling, to drop into the rhythm, your biorhythm of breath, of blood, the pulsation of blood. And look, if you got energy, if you're kind of itching to go, raring to go, then you can go ahead and come up a little bit higher. I mean, you're welcome to even have your hands on the floor and have your elbows bent, Keep the pelvis down, wherever you are, keep the pelvis down, but you can make it, quite a fiery back bend if you've got fire to burn. Otherwise, you're pressing the wrists down if your hands are in prayer. The baby pinky side of the wrist, the karate chop side of the wrist, the forearms down, the elbows down. Get a good sense of down, and then lift the belly and lift the chest. Almost like you're on a slip and slide, like the chest can slide forward and the outer shoulders slide back. Last couple moments here. Come back to that kind of wide open space breathing. Maybe breathe in for a count of 4 or 6. And breathe out for the same length, 4 or 6. Two more breaths like that. You're welcome to increase the breath. Inhale for 8 or even 10. Make the exhale the same length. But be less interested in the length of breath and more interested in your sensitivity to it. So you're not really pushing, just more inviting and expansion. Yeah, great. Okay, and then rest the forehead on the floor, come on down. Let's come up onto hands and knees. You can move that blanket aside. Come up onto hands and knees. Bring the fingers backwards towards the knees to get a good stretch of the wrist. All of this computer time, shortens the wrist. So turn the fingers back. If that's too intense, you can turn them left, right. Grip the floor. Hold on to the floor with your fingertips. Inhale, arch the back, look up. And exhale, round. We're going to do a bunch of these. You're on your own. Inhale to arch the back. And exhale to round. Move with your rhythm, synchronizing breath and movement. And maybe you're doing that 4 or 6 or 8 count breath. Make the inhale and exhale the same length. See, when you inhale, when you're in the back bend, how much can you pin the shoulder blades together? And see, when you're on the exhale, the rounded shape, how much can you spread the shoulder blades apart? Last 2 like this. One more time. Yeah, great. And then a neutral back. Left arm lifts up all the way up in the air. Inhale, look up. And as you exhale, slide the left arm underneath your right arm. Lay on your left shoulder, on your left ear, and walk your right arm overhead. Overhead. You can bend the elbow of the right arm. You can be up on fingertips like I'm showing here. Should feel like a twist. Press into your right hand, inhale. And as you exhale, slide your left hand further away from you. 2 more like that. Right elbow lifts, right shoulder, right ribs lift up. That gives you space. Exhale, left shoulder underneath you. One more time. Yeah. Come on back to center, both hands to the floor. Let's do a cat-cow. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, rounding. Twice more, breath in. And out. One more time, in. And out. Neutral back, right arm lifts. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, sweep the right arm underneath the left. Lay on your right shoulder, lay on your right ear. And then walk your left hand overhead. Bend the left elbow, press into the left hand. Inhale. And as you exhale, slide your right hand further away from you. Place more like that. Breathe in. Left elbow up, left shoulder, collarbone. Can you get more space there? And exhale, right hand slides forward. You could even lean your right ribs to the right. One more time. Breath in, lift up. Exhale, empty, soften, slide, twist. Good. Come on to hands and knees. Come on your fingertips now. Again, this is just wrist strengthening. Flatten the palms. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the back and pop up onto your fingertips again. Let's do this twice more. Inhale, palms flat, arch your back. Exhale, pop onto fingertips to round. One more time. Inhaling. Exhaling. See, can you stay up on fingertips? Inhale, arch your back, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and let's see what's going on. You might say, no way, Jose, and that would be perfectly fine. But see if you can give this a couple breaths, just to strengthen the wrists. Straighten the arms. If it's available, straighten the legs. It might not be. You may need to put a big bend in the knees, and that would be great too. If the legs are straight, drop the heel bones down. One more breath. Sit bones up, hips up. Exhale your head down. Good. And then step your right foot between your hands. Come high up onto your fingertips if you're not. So if you were on fingertips, that would have given you a little bit more clearance space. High up on your fingertips. Let the left knee tap down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, straighten both legs. Rock back onto your right heel so your right toes lift up. Let's do that 3 times. Left knee down, look up, breathe in. Exhale, straighten and fold, breathe out. Twice more, inhale, nice and slow, no rush. Exhale. One more time. Bending the knee, open the chest, inhale, look up. And exhale, straighten both legs and fold. Good. Walk your hands to the left, wide-legged straddle. Hold on to your big toes. Peace fingers, first and second finger around your big toe. So between the big and second toe. Inhale, look up. And exhale, bend your elbows. Put your head on the floor. If your head doesn't go to the floor, if that's again in the not right now club, you can just put your hands down on the floor, arms straight. Nice to keep your head up and make this a back bend. And either way, it's a back bend. So if your head is on the floor, elbows go up, shoulders go up. Even your waistline goes up when you exhale. Last couple breaths here. Go back to that wide breath. Yogis call it ujjayi breathing. So either a 4, a 6, or an 8 count inhale, and a 4, 6, or 8 count exhale. Let there be a whispery sound to the breath, almost like the sound of waves or deep sleep. One more breath. Good. And then bring your hands under your shoulders, straighten the arms if they're not already. Inhale. Pivot back to the right leg. Just pivot back to the right leg. Runner's lunge. Exhale. Step back, top of a push-up position. Breathe in and lower all the way down onto your belly. Breathing out. Let's do like swimming. Slide the arms forward. Right arm, left leg lifts. Breathe in. Exhaling down. You're on your own. Left arm, right leg. Inhale. And exhale down. Really, you're interested, so it's opposite arm and leg, in coordinating your breath and your movement. And you're doing it with that 4 count inhale, or 6 or 8, and the same length exhale. And that's the meditation, just these very simple movements to synchronize, the mind thinking, the body moving, the feeling, the felt sense. Last 2 like this. Everything lifts. You're here for 3 breaths. Legs together if you can. Big toes touch. Inhale for a count of 4. Same count, exhale. 1 more breath. And then everything to the floor, head down, feet down. Bring your hands next to your chest. Come up onto your fingertips. Rolling through cobra. Inhale, head up, chest up. Rolling back down, exhale, forehead to the floor. Let's do this 5 more times. Inhaling. Exhaling. You're on your own. Too much on fingertips? You put your hands down. Keep your toenails heavy. One more time. Down dog. So if you can, you're up on fingertips. And then step your left foot forward, left foot to the left thumb. So if you're not on fingertips, you can come up that way now. Tap your right knee to the floor. Inhale, chest up, look up. And as you exhale, straighten both legs to fold. Come into your rhythm. Inhale. Exhale. Twice more. Yeah, good. And then bend the left knee. You're just going to pivot to the right. I'm going to pivot the other way just so I can face you. Skandasana. Squat all the way down, right knee bends, straighten the left leg, pull the toes back. This is the motion here, back and forth, left, right. So you're welcome to keep your hands down. If you can, keep both heels down. You can make this as gentle as you like, or challenge it by lifting the hands. The real work is finding the breath. So you move the mind down, 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 into the pelvis, into the legs, into the feet. Last 2 times here. Next time your left knee is bent will be the last one. And then pivot to the left. Lunge, left leg forward, right leg back. Exhale, step back, top of a push-up position. Breathe in and lower all the way down. Yeah, so nice. Forehead to the floor. Breathe, slow breathing. Good, keep your forehead down, keep your pelvis down, and just bend your knees. Bend your knees. And then put your hands behind your head, interlace your hands behind your head, and then lift your head up, lift your elbows up, lift your knees up. Come back to that steady breath. Inhale for a count of 4. Exhale for 4. Twice more. And once more. And then let everything come down. Hands next to your chest. Cobra or upward facing dog, just one time. Inhale, lift the chest, pull it forward. Don't whip through it, something that you can enjoy. Exhale, downward facing dog. Great. Right foot to right thumb. Tap your left knee down. Hip pause and bring your hands to your hips. So if you're menstruating tonight, you're going to bring your elbows, hands on the inside of this right foot and just stay. If you're not menstruating tonight, we're going to take a twist. Left arm reaches forward. Breathe in. Exhale, elbow to the outside of the knee. Now listen, don't go to your max. Be in some kind of right effort here. Some kind of place that's just enough effort and not too much effort. Look down at the floor, but turn your belly up to the ceiling. You're welcome to bring your right hand on top of your left and push your hands down into the center of your chest. So hands out of the armpit, down into the center chest. Now it's going to be hard to breathe here, but see if you can give it maybe one breath of sensitivity. Yeah. And then hands down, straighten both legs. Inhale to lengthen. This time, maybe you can step your left foot in and put your left heel down. Right, maybe you can have both feet flat, both legs straight. Walk your hands forward any amount. Breathe in and fold down. Now, your hamstrings might not be having that at all, and you're welcome to be high up on the fingertips again. Those same kind of fingertips. I mean, if you can, walk the hands forward. That feels right for you. By all means, do that. If you do go for the hamstring stretch here, squeeze your right quad up. Tighten your right thigh muscle, your kneecap, to protect the hamstring. One last breath. Inhale. That 4 count, 6 count, 8 count exhale. Great. And then we're going to come into the pigeon pose. So go ahead, bend your right knee. Slide your left foot back. Look, maybe the blanket would be a nice thing to put underneath your right hip here. You're welcome to stay up on your elbows. Sometimes it's nice to do that same thumbs, hands to prayer, thumbs to the bridge of the nose, the space between the eyebrows. I really like to have the head supported in some way, you know, one potato, two potato, or hand over hand. And now I'm going to invite you to change the breath a little bit. So get into a shape that you can, you know, soften into, that you can sustain, that's not too efforted, almost no effort. And inhale for a count of 4. Exhale twice as long. Exhale for a count of 8. If you need to take a recovery breath, by all means do that. Easy breath in and out. And you'll do it twice more. So an inhale for a count of 4, or if you do an inhale for 6, you just double it. Then you exhale for 8 or 12. Take a recovery breath, an easy breath in and out. If your throat became dry, maybe that was too long, too much effort. And when you're ready in your own time, you'll do it one last time. So double length exhale. And then regular breath, inhale and exhale. Use your hands, not your neck. Head comes up last. Prop yourself up. Take yourself back. Slow to down dog, just nice and slow. Regular down dog, hands on the floor, down dog. Just notice, how is it in the body? The feet, soles of the feet. Right and left leg. What's the breath like? What's the mind like? What's the energy like in the body? This is a communion. This is a way of connecting to the self, you know, being with the self very intimately. Okay. Left foot to the left thumb. Right knee down on the floor. Ladies, on your menstrual cycle, you'll just drop to the inside of this left knee. Otherwise, we're going to twist to the left. Yeah, I'm going to turn around. I know that this is disorienting, but I just want to look at you, and you probably don't need to look at me. So right elbow on the outside of the left knee, look down, but turn up. And again, this is where I'm going to offer you not your deepest twist, you know, not the place where you're gasping for air. Some kind of right effort, the way you tune a guitar, not too tight, not too loose. But there's progression in the pose, right? There's space to widen, to expand into, to deepen, to loosen the abdomen, let it go back. Last 2 breaths. If you want to put your hands in prayer, push the left hand down. Bring the thumbs right to the center of the chest. Last breath, it's a real exhale. Great. And then both hands come down, both legs straighten. Inhale to lengthen the chest forward. You might step your right foot a little bit shorter, closer to the left foot to put the heel down. And exhale, fold down. So again, if your hamstrings are, you're a runner, you're a hiker, you're a biker, you can be high up on your fingertips. You could even be up on a chair, hands up on a chair. If your hamstrings are permitting, you can walk your hands forward and lengthen the torso over your left leg. But do use your left quadricep, kneecap. The front of the thigh protects the back of the hamstring. Inhale for your own count of 4 or 6 or 8. Same length exhale. Good. Look up, breathe in, and we're going to take it into the pigeon. Drop your left knee behind the left wrist. Slide your right foot back. So, maybe you put the prop underneath your left hip. If you feel really capsized over to one side, you can do that. Nice to rest the forehead, the hot part of the eyes. You can even set the eye sockets on this soft heel of the hand. They fit nicely in there. Just a light pressure behind the eyes. And as quickly as you're ready, come into that double length exhale. And then let there be some easy breaths in between the cycles. Checking on the jaw, make sure the jaw is not tight, bound, clenched. Loosen the jaw. Moisten the throat if the throat has become dry. There might be too much effort, maybe a little sense of aggression. Let that soften back a little, tenderize, sensitize. And then again, an inhale for 4 or 6 or 8. Double the length exhale. And you might just play with the space of the empty at the bottom of the exhale. Before you take a few recovery breaths, easy breaths. In the last cycle, you're invited to hold the breath full and also to hold the breath empty. So you'll inhale for a count of 4, 6, 8. Hover, spread your wings. And then a very soft, smooth exhale for 8, 12, 16. And maybe linger in empty. Pause, like a backdraft of the abdomen. And then natural breath, regular breath. Okay, we're going to use the arms, not the neck. So keep your head heavy, hands underneath the shoulders. Your left leg is heavy all the way back to down dog. And just feel now. Hands on the floor, feet on the floor. Have a sense of that. How's the right hand, left hand? Right leg, left leg. Yeah. Nice. Wonderful. Great. And then come forward, lie on the belly. Breathe in. And open the arms out to the side, just like the letter T as you breathe out. Left hand right next to the left chest. And then bend your left knee. Bend your left knee and step back behind your right leg. So left hand left next to the left chest. Left knee bends. Your right arm is straight out, open to the right. So it's a big right shoulder stretch. And if you need, if this feels uncomfortable on your neck, you can put that blanket under your head. And now let your breath just breathe you. Don't try and control it. But now you've attuned your mind to it, your awareness to it. See if you can feel how the right rib cage moves into the floor when you inhale. What happens in the front of the right shoulder as you exhale. One more breath. Yeah, great. And then come back to center. We'll go to the other side. Slide the left arm out to the side, breathe in. Right hand next to the chest and roll onto your left shoulder as you breathe out. You just compare, how's this side of your lower back? How's this side of your neck, shoulder? You only have 2 lobes of lung on this left side as opposed to 3 on the right. Maybe you feel, is there any difference here? One more breath. Yeah, so nice, great. And then release, lie on the belly. Good, and come to kneel. Come to sit, come to kneel. Just sitting, and unless this is uncomfortable, sit in a way that is nice to be symmetrical if you can. Just sit upright. Lift the back of the skull so the chin bows down a little bit. Just 2 breaths here. Inhale, the chest lifts up. Widen across the collarbones. Keep your height as you exhale. Move the belly to the back. One more like that. Beautiful, awesome, great. Okay, look. Drop your hips to the left. Now I'm mirroring you. Slide out your left leg, foot on the floor, and then slide it all the way open. So your right top of foot is still on the floor, right? I'll show you this from the side. Top of foot is still on the floor, so you're not sickling the foot, right? It's not the arch of the foot, it's the toenails side of the foot. And the left leg is out to the side. Slide your left hand underneath the groin, underneath the thigh, and hold on to your right ankle. Inhale the right arm up in the air. Exhale, hold the back of your head, lean back and look up. That might be plenty for you. And maybe some of you can hold on to the foot. Right hand holds on to the left foot. As much as you can, get this bottom shoulder to the inside of the knee. You know what I mean? Like this left shoulder could drop down to the floor. This is like that first pose we did, that shoulder stretch, right elbow to the ceiling, and then leaning back, rolling back, looking up. You can even imagine your spine lying on your thigh. Take one more breath. And then right arm lifts. Inhale to sit up. Hold the right ankle. Step the right foot forward. Then the left knee. We're going to go to the other side. So you can just hold the front of this left ankle. Point the left foot behind you and slide your right foot open to the side. Yeah. And again, you know, you could be sitting, right? You could, if you have that rolled up towel, you can absolutely be sitting on it. That would be really lovely. Dive the the right hand under. So again, so you can see, right? And you're grabbing the top of the ankle. Left arm up, breathe in. And then hold the back of the head, like you're sun tanning. Lean the elbow back. You know, that's quite nice. You can really get a nice hold of the head. You can even do a little bit of lengthening, pulling the head away from the neck. If you're yearning for it, you can catch the baby toe side of the foot. Drop this right shoulder down on the inside of the knee. And see if you can lean back, if you can open up. So imagine that the back of your head could lie on top of the shin. The back of the spine could lie on top of this right thigh. Big left lung breath. Maybe one more. Good, and then left arm lifts. Inhale to come up. Holding the right ankle. The left ankle. Bring that forward. And then the left knee. Bring that forward. Great. So, look, if you have a towel, you can use that. Make it into a sort of longer shape. So we're going to take the soles of the feet together, right? Soles of the feet together. And this shape goes over the top of the feet and then under the ankles. You can also just put like, a pair of socks under each hand. It's just nice to have some support. Look, if you don't have it and the soles of the feet are on the floor with no support, that's also fine, 100% fine. Take yourself back, lie back. Lie on your back. Soles of the feet together. And then take the arms overhead, holding the opposite elbows over your head. Sort of a similar shape that we started with. I invite you to come into a square breath. So at first, just observing your natural breathing. Just notice what the belly feels like, what the chest feels like. And if your body is ready to rest, just to lie here and rest, please let it. Please don't force this next breathing practice. But if your mind is still racing from the day, sometimes a breathing practice can really help ground it, can help steady the mind, especially from recursive kind of thinking that's spinning, kind of the thought doesn't leave, keeps coming back, I keep playing the same image. Then breath work is helpful. But if you're already feeling a drop in, just let yourself breathe regular. Otherwise, you'll inhale for a count of 4, hold the breath for 4, exhale for 4, and stay empty for 4. So all sides the same. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. All 4 sides for the count of 4. And then maybe you take some regular breaths, some recovery breaths. I really like to take the regular breaths in between each cycle as a practice of assimilating and integrating and dropping even deeper. And of course, you're welcome to have all 4 sides to be the count of 6 or 8. Change the clasp of your elbows. So, with all breathing practices, less is more. If you at any point have the sense that you're grasping for breath or short of breath, just let it go. Come back to some normal, spontaneous, irregular breath. And then if you want to pick it up again, do it with a less ambitious count. Maybe even inhale 3, pause 3, exhale 3, empty 3. Last cycle, if you're doing this square breath, yeah, great. Go ahead, hold your knees with your hands, bring them together, and then into the chest. Just give yourself a gentle left, right, really soft rocking. Did you ever have those gliders? Or those kind of rocking chairs, or sometimes for babies, the way it's very gentle rocking, so soothing. That kind of gentle rocking of a soft incoming tide, incoming, outgoing, deep plants underwater. It's a way of returning to that spaciousness. When you're ready, in your own time, take yourself into your final resting shape. You know, if you do have a blanket and want to cover yourself, or you want to put something under your head, or put on your socks, or anything else, I'm going to be here long. Do take a moment to check in on the lower back. If you need to bend the knees, it's nice. Lengthen the buttocks away so more of the lower back is on the floor. And you're welcome to have the feet down even for Shavasana, and the knees drop in together. Any way that's comfortable with the arms. Just 3 minutes here. I'm going to be silent. And in these last 3 minutes of practice, be with yourself. Be with yourself in a very loving, welcoming way. A kind of homecoming, a kind of returning. Feel the easy breeze of your breath, the floor beneath you, the space above you, and let yourself rest. Listen to everything that you can hear. The sound of the bell, the sounds outside. Let your next inhale be a little bit deeper. If you have time to stay longer, the invitation is absolutely stay as long as you can. And if your night calls you forward, bend your knees, roll to the side, come up to sit. Take a moment upright sitting. Touch the hands together in front of the heart. Let the thumbs lift the skin of the chest upward as you inhale, and bow the chin downward as you exhale. some sense of the benefits of your practice, some sense of where this practice has delivered you tonight. And then sending out those benefits into the world to someone who needs them. And in this most essential and yet small way, may this practice uplift us all. Health and happiness to each of you. Om Shanti. For those of you still in Shavasana, I'm signing off, but you stay. Thank you. Oh, hi. Okay, everybody's here. Okay, bye. Thank you. It was lovely to be with you all. Thank you.